Hi everybody, Joe Brancato, the Airgun scientist. And today in the Skunk Works lab, let's talk about 3 different types of compressors. The first will be the Scuba Compressor. Now they typically use a large industrial 120 or 240 volt AC motor with a 3 or 4 stage block. They can fill a large carbon fiber tank, like this great white, from completely empty to 4,500 PSI in just under 30 minutes with clean air. Now I say clean air because all scuba compressors use a 2-stage filter. The first stage, the hot moist air from the compressor, enters into what's called a moisture filter, or more correctly called a condensate chamber. Here, a lot of moisture will precipitate out and get bled out at the bottom. Then the cleaner, less moisture-laden air, still moisture, will go over to the other side to the air filter, where it brings out all impurities. At that point, you have pure, clean, breathable air. The pros are, A, speed of filling a tank. The Great White can be filled in under 30 minutes from completely empty to 4,500 in under 30 minutes. B, the air purity is good enough for scuba diving. C, the ability to just fill at one's house is a convenience in its own right. Sometimes you live quite a far way from a scuba shop or a paintball store, and traveling might not be possible even. Some are hours away. At this point, a compressor starts to be logical. D, scuba compressors and high quality compressors always offer a 2-year warranty. The cons, well, obviously the price. They start at $3,500 and go up from there. A lot of people don't have $3,500 to spend on a compressor. The next level of compressor is the Corette 2. Now the Corette 2 is also available with a 120 or 220 volt AC industrial motor. Hence it'll fill carbon fiber tanks in only minutes. In this case, it'll take you 60 minutes to fill a Great White from completely empty to 4,500 PSI. Now obviously, most of the time you're not filling from zero. You're gonna fill from say 3,000 back up. So that's a third of your air fill, and so it'll take a third of the time of 60 is 20 minutes. So 20 minutes to top it off, 60 minutes to completely fill it. It does come with a quality air filter, a 2-stage, just like a scuba compressor. The first stage, again, the condensate, where the hot moisture-laden air from the compressor enters, significant amount of moisture drops out, then that moisture-laden air, which remaining, goes into the air filter and all the impurities are removed. Now, we do not condone this for breathing and we don't sell it for breathing, even though it does an excellent job. That's not its purpose. It's made to have really good air for an air gun. So the pros and cons. The pros are, A, speed of filling. Fills a Great White in 60 minutes from completely empty to 4,500. And it takes a third of that time, 20 minutes, to fill it from 3,000 to 4,500, which is typically what you're going to do. You're not going to fill it from empty. B, the air purity is excellent since it comes with a quality air filter and a moisture filter / condensate tube or chamber. C, the ability to fill large carbon fiber tanks at one's home is a real benefit. I mean, if you live far away from a scuba shop or hours away from either a scuba shop or a paintball store, that might be your only way to go. And then D, like the Scuba, the Corette has a 2-year warranty. The cons, well, A, they're $19.99. That's a lot of money, I understand, for a lot of us. Right now, times are getting tight. And B, they cannot be used for breathing or scuba use. Next, we're going to talk about mini compressors, and that's these guys down here, this type down here. Now, these range from 850 to 700 and under. Most of them use a 12-volt DC motor and include a 120-volt AC power supply, and a couple of these have a built-in power supply that's not separate. Now, the advertised speeds of these compressors is obviously much slower. Since it's a tiny little motor, it's not going to keep up with even the Corette anywhere near there. They advertise as filling a 32 cubic inch tank, which is 524 cc's, about what you would find on an Impact Mark III, filling it from 0 to 4,500 in 24 minutes. Another one of these units advertises 16 minutes to fill up an Impact from 0 to 3625. And that makes sense because you don't fill it to 4,500. So 24 to 4,500, 36 to 16, they're both pushing out about the same amount of steam there, literally. In fact, one of these in the front says it will not fill over a 350 cc tank. You have to let them cool down. Their fans will come on, they're overworking. Don't try to fill a big tank like this. You're just gonna ruin it. A lot of these units usually come, not all of them, but a lot of these units usually come with replacement parts, as normal maintenance requires rebuilding after 1 or 2 dozen hours, usually sooner. Air filters are non-existent. If they do include a filter, it's usually something like this. Usually something about half the length of this, and it's filled with feminine hygiene products. Sometimes they will fill them with molecular sieve beads, which is even more dangerous. At least the feminine hygiene products will just get soggy, and so now you're passing your air through a soggy filter, which doesn't make any sense. You're trying to dry it out, not moisten it up. But that's what those will do. If they're using the molecular sieve, watch our video below where we talk about how you just made a bomb, and they have gone off and severely mangled people's hands. I know of a particular instance. When you put molecular sieve inside an aluminum vessel and the moisture of the beads, or the moisture and the beads touch the aluminum, it makes an acid, and then it weakens the vessel. So that's that. The pros, some would say cost. But with the purchase of a proper filter like this, which is $400, we'll see if it really makes sense for some of us. You'll have to make that decision. The cons, as we said a little earlier, cooling may be a fan, and sometimes they're actually performed with you having to purchase an aquarium pump and a user-provided bucket of water, which is kind of a little out there. But as you get into the cheaper ones, that's common. Air filters are non-existent, as we said before, so you'll have to purchase one. And if they do include a filter, we told you what it's going to be like. They might not be such a great bargain, okay? And a quality filter is mandatory, because if you don't purchase a $400 filter, you're now putting all of the moisture that's in the air directly into your gun. A lot of people think, well, if it fills slower, it won't have as much moisture. No, no, no. It doesn't work that way. Whatever moisture is in the air is in the air. You're just going to compress it at whatever rate. It's still going to go into your tank or your air gun. So you need to have a filter. And honest to goodness, this is the only one that works. Overall, one doesn't purchase a compressor to save money, okay? But instead, it's for the convenience of filling at one's own location, or the necessity because you don't have a location to go to that's within a few hours. If you have a local source of air fills, an air tank might be a better option. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. This is Joe Brancato, the Airgun Scientist, saying take care, God bless, and safe shooting.